another day, another stream. It's been a couple of days just because there was some stuff going on in my world, but we're back now. And we're gonna go back into micro paintings and then hopefully finish up this guy right here. We've been working on him the last couple days, and hopefully today is the day that we finish that one up. Which would leave us with one painting in our spooky series left, which is super exciting. Today's stream, I'm not sure how long it's going to be. We're going to kind of just play things by ear and see how we're feeling. It could be an hour, it could be a couple hours. I haven't decided, and I'm going to just go with what's making me happy. So that's just kind of where we're at for today. Tomorrow there will probably not be a live stream. I might paint off camera, off stream, but I do have a meeting tomorrow at 2 o'clock, so there's a chance tomorrow will not have a stream. There's also going to be some glitches in streaming this weekend, so just keep an eye out. If you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram, because that's where things show up first. You can follow me at painting_on_wheels. And that is where you will first see notifications about a stream is about to start. Go join us. Yay! So check my story on Instagram to see when we're doing things. And if you haven't already, make sure notifications for Twitch are on so that you can get notified when we go live on here. But let's dive in. Get you turned back around. Readjust it a little bit. Oh wow, this is a struggle today. Okay, there we go. That's what we wanted. Alright, so we have another micro painting today. I'm not totally sure what I want to do with this one, if I'm being completely honest. I'm not. I feel like I may have jumped the gun a little bit on getting started because I don't know what I want to do. So we're just gonna put some water on it. I didn't pull out my paints. I am in a headspace today. Okay. Well, considering I forgot to pull out my paints to do my painting stream, I feel like that says a lot. Yeah, I feel like that says a lot about how we're doing. It's a day. Alright, we have the paints out now. I think we're just gonna paint. We're just gonna paint. So I want to grab some of my neutral gray from Artist's Loft. I want to grab some white, titanium white from Artist's Loft. That titanium white always comes out faster than I expect it to. Pre-stream stream. Yeah, I guess that's what's happening now, apparently, since I seem to be lacking my ability to get my stuff together. Let's go ahead and grab some black, too. If my black will open. Boop. This is just my big jug of black from Artist's Loft. Alright. I want my metallic purple from Artist's Loft. I'm really just picking colors right now, and we're gonna make something happen with them. We don't have a plan today, other than, you know, do tiny painting and work on spooky painting. We don't have a plan, and that's okay. Let's grab some deep magenta. Titanium white. Deep magenta. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna throw paint at this canvas, to be honest. If you are in the Richmond, Virginia area and you did not know, one of my paintings is in a gallery right now at the Library of Virginia. today is the last day to see it. So if you are available and interested in doing that and going to check it out, I highly recommend you head over to the Library of Virginia for a little bit for their First Fridays underground art thing. It's First Fridays because the opening exhibit is on the first Friday of the month, but today's the last day to check it out. So I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I think my work's kind of fun. I recommend you go check it out. Obviously, you don't have to. There's no pressure on anyone to go view my art in a gallery. But if you do, take a picture with you and my art and send it to me, and that would be cool. I made all these pretty streakies with the colors, the purple and magenta, and I'm just painting over it. No, it's not, I mean, it is this is the last week of October, and so this is the last week before the first Friday. That's what's going on. It's the last week before the first Friday of October, because the first Friday of October will be this Friday, and so the gallery is getting taken down tomorrow. So if you haven't gone and checked it out and you want to, today is your last chance to do that. I feel like I absolutely should have been talking about the fact that my art was in a gallery since starting this, but I didn't. So here we are. This is me telling you. For the first time and the last time, for this gallery anyway, my art is in a gallery. Go check it out. But yes, this Friday will be the first Friday of the month. Today is October 1st. Happy spooky season. I don't know what it is about this, but I kind of am loving this gradient that goes into this purpley gray color up here. It's kind of fun. We don't have a word today. I don't know if I mentioned that. My brain is a little bit scattered. We don't have a word today. We're just going with the flow right now. Also, since we didn't do a micro painting the last 2 days, we might end up doing a bonus one today. I don't know for sure because I really want to get our third spooky series painting done. I really want to get that painting done because we have one more to go, and my goal is to get the third one done by Friday this week. So I really want to get that one done. We might just say it's fine and keep moving forward. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how I'm feeling. This might end up being an all afternoon stream. This might end up being our last one where it was 45 minutes. I don't think it's going to be 45 minutes today though. Because I really want to paint for a good while. A good while. So really all I'm doing here is I'm using my black and my gray and my white in that order to kind of create a gradient. And then up top, I'm using the gray with the purple and magenta. I don't know, I kind of like this. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I have an idea. Never mind. Love when that happens. Me, I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Also me. Instant inhale as I figure out what I want this to be. Y'all just gonna be along for the ride here. Today's beverage is just juice. It's juice. It's tropical punch discount juice. I'm not sponsored by anybody here. If, as I always say, if somebody would like to sponsor me, that'd be fucking cool. But I'm not sponsored by anybody. So I just tell you what I drink because one time one person asked me what I was drinking, and so I said, and then it just kept going from there. Okay, how do I want to do the thing that I want to do? I know what I want to do now, but how do I want to make it happen? This is something that's always kind of fun to me about not knowing what I want to do, is that I get the opportunity to kind of just play a little bit. And then sometimes it ends up being just like, I could totally stop right here, and that'd be fine. And sometimes it ends up with me getting a lot of things and getting ideas, and it ends up being hella cool. So, yes, we brought to you by Juice. Honestly, it's just like dollar grocery store juice. Honestly, though, it's probably my favorite tropical punch that I've ever had. So, because one thing that I have a problem with juices like that is that they tend to be too sweet for me. I'm as much as I love sweet stuff and like candy and stuff, I am not a fan of sweet liquids or Oreos, but that's a whole other story. I'm not a fan of sweet liquids, and so like I don't like sweet tea. I don't like um, I don't like super sweet juice. I like my stuff to be less sweet when it comes to beverage. And so this juice is delightfully not that sweet. It's like the perfect amount of sweet, which I kind of love. You can see what I am doing, which hopefully you can around my arm here. We're kind of just putting in mountains. I know this is part of why it's kind of frustrating for me trying to figure out doing this stream effectively, is because there's a heck of a glare there. But if I turn off this light, you like can't see my painting at all. I need just like a canopy to sit right there. It's fine. I still haven't decided if I prefer having y'all on my little paint space here or further back. If you have a preference, let me know. Let me know what you think and what you think is better. Alright, so I just picked our word for today. Our word for today is going to be rise. Oh, I just got a JD Vance text. Love that. If you didn't know, I get Trump Vance texts not because I signed up for them, but because for some reason, this cell phone number was owned by someone prior to me, and they had signed up for them. And so, I've just never stopped them because it wasn't that annoying until this election. So, it's a thing. So yes, our word for today is now going to be rise, as these mountains kind of rise up from my brain and into the painting. To be honest, I was half debating doing a silent stream today and just like painting because I wasn't really in the mood to chat. And look at us now. Chatting it up about Juice and Vance. What a world. While we are here today, I do want to talk to you all about, the month of October. And Juice and Vans. Hey, at least we're not putting a couch in that sentence. That would be a thing. So the month of October is Dysautonomia Awareness Month. And as a person who has dysautonomia, I want to talk to you about dysautonomia a little bit. I really should have done this for September too, because September was Spinal Cord Injury and Suicide Awareness Month, which if you follow me on my personal pages, you may have seen the kind of heart-wrenching post about the realities of those two things being in the same month. If you haven't seen it, pretty sure it's shared publicly on my Facebook, which you can go check out. So, dysautonomia. If you have heard of the condition called POTS, you have heard of a dysautonomia condition. Here's the thing though, dysautonomia is not just things like POTS. It is anything that has to do with your nervous system kind of being not great. So, I have dysautonomia in a form because I get autonomic dysreflexia, which sounds like the inverse of dysautonomia, and I know that. it's silly. I get kind of the inverse. Well, it's not the inverse. I get a form of dysautonomia known as autonomic dysreflexia. The autonomic dysreflexia is a condition that impacts people with spinal cord injuries as long as their spinal cord injury is from, it's either T5 or T6, I don't remember which off the top of my head, but from there up, anybody, it's T6 because I'm T6. Anybody who has a spinal cord injury from the T6 vertebrae up has a chance of experiencing autonomic dysreflexia. Autonomic dysreflexia is a thing in which it basically, the signals regarding various bodily functions try to get sent to your brain and they hit kind of the roadblock that is your spinal cord injury. And when they hit that roadblock, your body kind of freaks out. It's super fun. It's not. It's not great. It's not a fun time. But what that means when it freaks out is that your body, basically like your heart rate will go up really high or really low depending on the person. It depends on who you are and how your body works. Your heart rate can spike or drop. You can end up having lots and lots of issues from it. I have a friend who ended up having an aneurysm from it. So, if you are not aware of dysautonomia and my version of dysautonomia, autonomic dysreflexia, now you are. I highly encourage you to go and learn more. Go look it up. Has anybody figured out what we're doing with this painting yet? With Rise? Just curious. We're gonna need a little bit of blue. Oh no! Paint fell. We're gonna grab some phthalo blue. If you are not aware and you are looking for phthalo blue in your local store, phthalo is a PH. It is not an F. PHALO. Phthalo. We're gonna gray up our phthalo blue a little bit. We're also going to gray up some of our other two colors here. And we've talked about it before, but I will mention it again. As I am mixing these colors into the colors that I most want them to be, I am not going to wash my brush in between. Why? Because there is something that creates, when you have a little bit on there and you transfer it over to another pot or another area to mix more, it creates kind of a homogeneous situation with your paints, which works really great for creating a homogeneous situation on your painting. So I will roll my brush in just off of the area where I'm mixing the paint to get off excess, but I will not wash my brush, and that is why. So this is our metallic purple now. It's a very, very light lavendery purple because gray has a lot of white in it. That actually lightened up really nicely. I'm a fan. So I am kind of just creating water in here by just doing tiny little streaks. We've talked about this technique before. Instead of doing like paint the whole thing to make water, I'm just doing tiny little streaks and then just kind of blending them together. Just a little bit, mostly just around the edges. I need that blue to be darker though. That blue is vibrant. And as I'm doing this, as I'm grabbing more of each color and kind of just putting in little bits and then mushing it together a little bit, I am not cleaning the brush in between. Why? Because it creates a homogeneous situation on my canvas. Because like if I were to just take my straight purple color, my metallic purple right now, as much as I love that color, if I were to just take my straight metallic purple right now and just plop it onto this canvas, it would stick out like a sore thumb. And we do not want that. So we mix it to create a color that fits within the world we are painting, and then we start adding to the canvas. And since all of these colors are kind of getting blended together a little bit on the canvas anyway, it makes sense, it really does, to just not wash that brush. Because you're actually helping to blend them more by not. So what I'll do here, because we are making water, what I'll do is I'll start using longer strokes towards the front and shorter strokes towards the back. And the reason I'm doing that is to create depth. You don't need to have it be super, super obvious. You don't need your super long strokes to stand out like crazy. But just having that little bit of a transitional thing from longer up to shorter will help create just a little bit of depth in your painting. There we go. I will blend a little bit more up here in the front. There we go. We have kind of a purple mountain range that I'm kind of a fan of. Now though, I want to kind of muddle my horizon a little bit because I don't really want to put in exactly where my horizon starts and finishes. So I'm going to take a little bit of kind of just one of these grayish purpley colors, and I'm just going to wet it down since it was already kind of drying on my little paper palette thing here. And I'm just going to use small circles, small circles, and just kind of blend that paint right into the water's edge and up to the mountains a little bit. And I am actually really happy with that. Yeah, honestly, I think we're going to stop there on this one because I am really quite happy with that. Let me bring you up to take a closer look. It is a little bit crinkled right now. That'll flatten out as it dries. But yeah, that is kind of just a purpley mountain range lake situation, and I kind of love it. And I feel like it really fits our word rise because the mountains are kind of rising out of the water, if you will. All right, we are going to go ahead and move this to the side and let that dry a little bit because our water is pretty wet. And we're going to bring this up. Too high. There we go. So, if you remember, we have been working on this spooky painting. I didn't tighten that enough. We have been working on this spooky painting, and it is looking pretty good. Pretty happy with it. But the one thing that we kind of have left to do is add in our wolf. And this wolf, I am kind of dreading. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some silver. I don't feel like I have successfully painted a wolf well, ever. And so for me, that means that it's a little bit scary adding a wolf to a painting, but it is what we are going to do, regardless of whether or not I am scared. It's just what's happening. So we are going to grab our teeniest of teeny tiny brushes, and I am going to work some black into our silver. Black is pretty potent, but so is silver. So just mix together black and gray, silver, white if you need to, until you get something that is the color that you like for your wolf. I am using silver because I want this wolf to seem a little bit mystical, magical-ish. I don't want it to be a super, like, dark silhouette, but I do want it to be a silhouette, so I need it to be a darker color. I'm basically creating a darker silver right now. Alright, I think I'm happy with this color. I'm gonna pull up a reference. I don't usually like using a reference, but on this one I think I need one. So I just pulled up a sitting wolf silhouette because that's what I want to do. And I found one that I like, but it's facing the wrong direction. I could download it and adjust it, but I don't really want to. That one will work. That one will work. Okay, cool. Now, I don't feel like I'm ready for this. Do you feel like you are ready for this? I don't know. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. So we are going to come in, and I'm going to start with the wolf's back. Bringing it just down on a diagonal. I'm going to go ahead and establish the wolf's front and fill in between. I'm not doing legs yet because legs have been kind of messing me up. Okay, we're going to go up into the head. Okay, that's not bad. This is the most important part. That is a wolf howling at the moon. Yo, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Yay! I've been so stressed about this wolf. I've been so stressed about this wolf, and that's not bad. I think the most important part now is to just make sure that the moon isn't peeking through our wolf. Maybe fix down here a little bit? No, I don't think we need to. I mean, is it a perfect wolf? No. Am I happy with this wolf? Yes. We're just gonna make sure that he has some clean lines on his body. Make sure there's no stars or moons peeking through him. Honestly, I'm happy with that. I am. I like that. I think that it looks decent. It works better than I was hoping it would, to be honest. Cool. Well, since the wolf is the only part on here that needs to dry, because I'm pretty happy with everything else on here, we can go ahead and paint the edges. I kind of feel like I should add something down in here, since that's just cliff right now. You know what? Let's do that. We should still be able to edge this painting today, though. I'm going to use the same color that I used for the wolf and just add what's left of my black paint on my little palette thing here. And we're going to kind of just, that's a little bit lighter than I want it to be. That's okay. We have more black paint. I just threw a little of my black paint on the ground. Cool. It's fine. Our deep magenta is on the ground, and our black lid is on the ground. We're gonna pick things up real quick. Alright. Now, let's take some of that black paint and mix it in. I know I've mentioned this before, but I will mention it again as we are working on finishing up this fantastic little spooky painting here. My work is available for purchase. There are a few exceptions, though. This spooky series is part of the exception to the to the for sale rule. However, if you are absolutely in love with one of our spooky paintings that we have done, and you are interested in owning a spooky painting for yourself this spooky season, feel free to reach out to me. Best method is via Instagram, unless you have a prior established another way of contacting me. You can reach out to me via Instagram, and you can let me know, hey, I really like your wolf painting that you did. Would you be down to do a commissioned one? And my answer to you will be yes. My answer to you will be yes. But everybody deserves to have a little bit of spooky fun in their spooky house this spooky season. I feel like I'm doing like a TV ad right now. I think it's The Boys. Everybody deserves to have some spooky painting fun in their spooky house this spooky season, so reach out to me. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. But yes, if you are interested in having a version of one of these spooky paintings or one of my micro paintings, you can reach out to me regarding a commission. Commissions work a little bit differently than my just for sale pre-done paintings, but we can talk about it. And we can make it happen so that you can have a spooky painting in your house this spooky season. Like I have mentioned in the past, these spooky paintings that we've been working on do already have preset owners. They will be going to their new homes as soon as the full set is done, and so they are not available for purchase. But if you are interested in having a spooky painting for your house, you can reach out to me and we can make that happen. The fun with doing commissions is also that you have some freedom in what you decide that you want in your painting, which I love. I love getting your ideas of what you would like and seeing what I can do to make those happen. So, for example, let's say you love everything about this painting except the wolf. You can tell me, hey, Shelby Lynn, I really love everything about that painting except the wolf. Can we, instead of doing a wolf, put a ghost up there? And I will tell you, absolutely. Absolutely we can. You want witches up there? You want a whole like cult seance thing happening up there? Let's make it happen for you. we can do that. All that I'm doing with this gray, dark gray silver paint is just stippling it in. Bloop doop 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 doop. And this is creating a little bit of texture on our cliffside over here, and also giving it a little bit of something to make it more interesting. Because when it's just all one blank flat color, it's not very interesting. We know this. That's why we put art on the walls of our houses, so that it's not just all one big blank color. Same kind of concept applies here. I am using quite a bit of paint on my brush while I'm doing this, so that when it dries, it will hopefully maintain some of its texture and look quite lovely. There we go. And that is quite lovely textured. So now, since I feel fairly confident that I can paint the edges without putting my thumb in that, we're going to grab some more black paint. A decent amount of black paint here. And we are going to grab our 1-inch brush. We're going to paint the edges. As you know, if you have been following along with our spooky painting series, we have been doing black paint on the edges of these paintings. That being said, it does not mean that they will remain just black paint. Let me turn you around while I do this. Since I do a better job of painting my edges when I can hold the painting, because I'm able to put my hands inside and just doop-a-doop-a-doop. Lots of black paint. So as I mentioned, as I was saying, I have been doing these edges with black paint because black paint feels appropriate for spooky season. However, in my typical paintings that I do on canvases, I do my edges with gold. Why? Because I like it. Easy peasy. Not more complicated than that. I like it, so I do it. If you have received a painting from me on canvas, chances are the edges of your painting are gold, whether you have noticed or not. So, instead of doing gold on these, we're doing black. And the reason for doing black is that it feels more appropriate. I feel like doing a full gold edge on these paintings would detract from the painting a little bit, because it would be just visible enough that it would stand out and it would be a little bit weird. So we're doing black. That being said, since gold is my signature, I have been debating whether or not it would be worth it and a good idea to just do some gold detailing on the edges. Do my all black edge and then just go back in and do some gold detailing. It wouldn't be too hard. It would honestly be pretty simple. I just haven't decided if that's what we're doing or not yet. And we still have a couple more days until these are going to be hopefully all 3 done and going to their new homes. So we've got time to decide. If you have any opinion on the matter, feel free to share it in the comments. Because just because I think gold detailing would work, it could just be that I really love gold. I really love edging my paintings with gold. It could be that it wouldn't work actually at all. So if you have a thought on the matter, feel free to share it. Dun, 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 dun. And no, we do not do just one coat of black on these paintings, because with one coat of black, you can still kind of see brush strokes, which I am not a fan of unless it's done intentionally. So we do more than one coat of black on these edges, and if you are working on painting and getting better at painting and all of that, and you are painting your edges of your canvases, I highly recommend that you use more than one coat of paint. It will help a lot. Even when I'm doing gold, I do more than one coat of paint because it makes a difference. With doing the edges of a painting like this, if you mess up and you get it too far up on your painting and your painting is dry, this only works if it's dry. This is why typically I wait until it's completely dry to paint my edges, because if it's dry, you can just rub it off. Easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. If it's not dry, then you will end up taking off any paint that is wet still as well. This is our second coat on our fourth side. When I'm doing this, I also tend to try and keep all of my brush strokes going in the same direction, with the exception of when I'm doing the edge on the first coat. When I'm doing the edge on the first coat, I really just push that brush in there and slide across the edge. But when I'm doing the rest of the first coat and the second coat, I just use downward brush strokes from the top of the canvas down towards the back of the canvas, and that allows me to get nice even coats of paint. And by starting with the brush, the bristles towards the front of that painting, you can make sure that you're not pushing it too far. Whereas if you're flicking down this way and you're going towards the front of the canvas, there's a chance you'll flick paint. There's a chance that you'll get a little bit flick happy, stroke happy. Oh, that sounds bad. And you'll end up putting paint where it doesn't belong. So that is spooky painting number 3. Hooray! We have only one more of these left. Get your nice good look at it now. I really am a fan of these. This is the third one that we've done, and I think that they look really nice. My personal favorite so far is our Kiki's Delivery Service inspired painting. You can see we have our little witch up here, our little Kiki and Gigi, and they're so cute. We've got a little town, little path that goes into the town, and I just really love this cloud break here. It's really nice. I really, really like that one. And then our third one, of course, or our first rather, was our Forest Ghosts. This one's just a lot of fun. It's cute, it's cozy, it's spooky, it's everything I wanted it to be. Yes. So that's our 3 so far. Our last one to do is this one. And this one is a little bit of a challenge because according to others, there is a face right here in this painting. If you can see the face in this painting, let me know, because I can't. I cannot see the face in this. And so supposedly there's a face somewhere right in here. And the person this painting is going through really wants that face to be kept. So, I'm not sure how we're going to do that and still have it be the spooktastic painting that I want it to be. But we are gonna try. We are gonna try. But yes, if you can see the face that is in this painting, please, please let me know. Because I cannot. What we are going to do for sure, though, is go ahead and add in some more trees. I kind of like the grassy situation that's happening. I kind of like our grassy, bushy situation. I feel like it's well detailed and all of that in a way that works well. At the same time, we need some more trees to happen in here. We need to fix our foliage. We need to just generally kind of improve around this painting. I genuinely cannot see the face in this painting. And I feel like that's going to make it hard. But we're going to grab some green. We still have white, we still have black, we still have some neutral gray. We still have our blue and our purple and magenta happening on our little paper paint canvas. So we are gonna mix up. We're gonna mix it up. I'm gonna use one of my rough brushes. I don't know what it's made from. It doesn't have labels on it. None of my brushes do. That's not true. There's a couple that do. And we're going to mix up a very dark green color. We might need more black. A very dark green color. We're going to come up and we're going to stipple this into the trees. When I'm stippling leaves into trees, I am paying attention to where my branches are. I'm kind of trying to stick along and in front of them. But I am also paying attention to where my branches go, but I am also kind of just letting it happen. I'm also kind of just letting it do its thing because I don't want to have full control over these leaves. I want to just let them do their thing a little bit. With these leaves, I am kind of coming up onto the top edge of this canvas here because I want to make sure that it's filled in nicely. We can have a little bit of color peeking through here. That's absolutely okay. We can mix in more or less of our black or our green, just depending on how you want it to look. I'm also not fully mixing these colors because I want to let them kind of just create kind of a gradient look-ish thing on the canvas. I want to have variation in the leaves here. We don't want all of the leaves to be exactly the same. That's not how it works in real life. So I'm kind of just swiping my brush through the green gray with a little bit of the actual green so that we're able to see a little bit of that variation come through. This section is a lot lighter over here. That's okay. We'll come back in over here and fill in a little bit of these gaps a little bit more. I'm gonna bring my brush down in here. Fill up that space a little bit more. Put some in between the trees a little bit more. Especially on the edges of these trees, we don't really want a hard line, because towards the edges where these leaves kind of start and stop, we would be seeing through them more, especially more than up here in this super dense area. We would definitely be seeing through them a little bit. And so we want that to be reflective in the painting that we're doing. Maybe there's a couple of spots that come down a little bit further, or a little bit darker, or what have you. You don't have to be fully in control of your brush when you're doing your leaves. That's the point here. Leaves are leaves. I don't think anybody is ever fully in control of leaves. Did I get it into the face? I kind of feel like I did. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna go with where I see this face existing, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of outline it. So I know that this here is the mouth. This part here is the mouth, that big hole. That's the only part of this I've been able to recognize. So I'm just kind of putting eyes in right above it. The eyes are the part that I wasn't able to see before. And so now we have eyes that kind of go up into the leaves a little bit. But I think that works well. I really do. I feel like having the eyes go up into the leaves a little bit like that, it actually works really well. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to grab one of my actual paint palette things, one of these guys. I'm going to put in a little bit of white, and we're going to make some more fog for this painting. So to make fog, all that I do... Did we glitch? I think we might have glitched. We will see if this comes back on. Alright, well, it looks like we're having a little bit of trouble with the internet. We're going to keep going though, and then we can figure out the rest later. So I am just mixing up some white with a whole bunch of water. I am adding in a little bit of my silvery gray mixture that we used on our wolf, just because I think it'll make things a little bit more interesting. But this is a very, very, very wet mixture, which is why we're doing this in the paint wells. Because by doing it in the paint wells, we are keeping our fog water contained. Our fog water, this is the thing that I just said. Yep, that's cool. So then we're going to come in with our fog water and just kind of do a little bit of that and come in with our finger. There is not enough paint on this side, this edge of the canvas. We are fog watering it up with our finger. Hopefully the stream decides to work again. We shall see. So this is my favorite method of creating fog, just like with clouds, because it works really, really well, and it is kind of all about like not having control over the whole thing with fog. So by doing it with your finger like this, it's really kind of leaning into that. Did we make it back? It looks like we made it back. Cool. We had a little bit of a glitch because it is raining, and rain and internet don't necessarily mix well together. We are putting fog into this painting using fog water, as I so aptly described it, and our finger. And so this is just very, very watered down white and our silvery gray paint that we are just dabbing onto the canvas with a brush and rubbing in to create a foggy look with our finger. How do I want to do this so that this will work effectively? Am I going to regret this? Yep, I'm regretting that. Maybe I won't regret that. Okay, I am kind of a fan of that. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of like that. I just put my paintbrush directly on my curtain. It's fine. It's fine. I want to grab some orange. We don't need much. We just need a little bit. And which brush do I want to use to mix this with? We'll use this one. So we're grabbing some orange, some green, which if you didn't know, orange and green very quickly come together to make like the grossest brown, but it's effective. We're going to add in some black to darken it a little bit. We're going to use this on some tree trunks. We're going to throw in some more forward trees real quick. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick where we want the tree, establish our base of our tree a little bit, and then just let our hands take us up. You can just kind of let it trail off when it gets up into the leaves. So these trees are in front of the fog that's rolling in here. We can do another one. I want this one to kind of split off in two directions. So that's one. That's two. We can establish a real nice trunk situation. Come back in and redefine these branches a little bit so that we don't have fog peeking through the branches. I'll clean up that line here in a minute. I want to have a tree coming in basically from the bottom of the painting up beside this face. Didn't mean to bonk you, I'm sorry. Maybe this is a real big tree. We'll kind of soften these edges over here by the leaves a little bit. We can come back into, I'll go ahead and do this. Go back into our leafy color a little bit and just kind of plop it in around where those branches and tree trunks are ending up in here. There we go. Now we'll grab a smaller brush, back into the same paint, and we're going to kind of just come in and clean up the line. So wherever our line just feels a little bit more messy than I'd like, I'm coming back in with my little bitty brush and just re-establishing those edges. That line got a little bit carried away from me. The more I work on this painting, the more like the idea for it is solidifying in my brain, which is great, which we love. But like on its own right now, this isn't really super spooky. Like there's a face in the woods. Okay, big whoop. But what if there's a girl in the woods? Who the face is just like right behind? That would make it more spooky. That might send a shiver down your spine. I think this girl who we're going to put walking through these woods is just going to be kind of a silhouette. I'm not great at painting people. So we're going to come in here. I'm going to mix up, similarly to how we did our wolf, just a very, very dark silver color for our girl. So what I did is I drew a circle. I made a line coming down from our circle. And then at the bottom of that line, I made a T. That's our T. Make that T as long as we want it. Draw another line. That's her hips. And we can then make legs out of. And we can fill in the body now. I can't tell which direction he's walking. And there's something about that that I kind of love. Like we could establish this further and kind of put more information into his body. Because this is now a boy instead of a girl. To make it more obvious which way he's walking. But there's something about this that I kind of love, of not knowing which direction he's going. Like maybe the spooky face is part of this boy. Maybe, we're adding more people. We're going to add more people. This is going to be like a cult walking out of the woods. I love it. Another circle. Another little line coming down. Line across to establish shoulders. Line down to establish body. This one's a little bit closer, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. Make the hips. Fill in the body. Oh my gosh, this is so spooky. And I kind of love it. I want one more person, I think. I think I want just one more person. Okay, I might be obsessed with this. I kind of love this. That's so cool. That's so creepy. It's kind of great. It's kind of great. I also kind of love that you can see the little bits of the old background painting through the original background, and you can't really tell if it's tree or person. And like that's just fucking perfect to me. Sorry. Oh, I love that. It's so creepy and I love it. And the person this is for is gonna absolutely love it too, which is great. We're gonna come into the bottom of these trees just a little bit, add in some greenery, make that bottom edge of the trees less obvious. I think this one takes the cake in terms of like most actually creepy scary. The other ones the other ones are kind of more cozy spooky. This one's just straight creepy. The face is there. I did put in eyes in the face. I feel like we need to put that face a little bit into fog, which I tried to do before. Yeah, this is definitely more unsettling creepy than the others. That is for sure. And the person this is for is going to absolutely be here for it. This definitely fits their spookified vibes. I do think I want to put a little bit more fog to this face. I'm gonna just. Yeah, I think this helps a little bit. Just fogifying that face a touch. Yeah, I am kind of obsessed with this one. Yeah, this is pretty great. Um I think this is it. That's done. I think that's number 4. I wasn't expecting to finish these today at all. I'm gonna come into this edge a little bit and just fogify our edge over here because there's just not enough paint on this side. We did not get all the way to that edge, and it is gonna bother me. So we're just gonna fogify that edge a little bit. And we'll go ahead and do the same on this edge just to make it even though this edge doesn't necessarily need it. Okay, I love this. I really do. We're gonna flip back around and I'm going to do the edges on this one so that we can call it 4 spooky paintings done. Get you turned back around while we wrap up and do these edges. I can't believe that we did this painting in one day. We have not done any of our spooky paintings in one day. So the fact that this is the last one and we didn't have to do much with it and we did it in one day, I kind of love that. Kind of love that. As always, if you are not already, and I know I've already said it, but we're gonna say it again. If you are not already, you should be following me on Instagram. Instagram is where notifications about going live happen first. You can follow me at painting_on_wheels on the Instagram. You can also check out my Etsy shop. There are only 3 things on there right now. It is a slow moving process just because I need to do it at a pace that works for me. And right now that means there are only 3. And that's okay. If you are in the Richmond, Virginia area, you should go to the Library of Virginia today and check out the gallery that they have there that I am in. If you do go check it out, you should absolutely take a picture with yourself in my painting and send it to me. The painting that is there is also available for purchase. And if you are interested in purchasing it, you can reach out to me and let me know. The best way to reach out to me is via Instagram, unless we have a prior established means of communication, in which case reach out to me that way. Don't bother DMing me on Instagram if we have established communication lines in a different way already. Our spooky paintings that we have done are not for sale. However, you can send me a message about commissioning one of them. The same goes for our micro paintings. While they aren't for sale, I would be happy to do a commission of one of them for you if that is something that you are interested in. I will also be sharing probably today or tomorrow the collection of sister paintings that have come out of the paintings that we have done the last little bit. Yes, a good edging. Don't be mean. I will probably be releasing either today or tomorrow the companion sister paintings, whatever you want to call them, that go with the paintings that we have done recently. Those are paintings that come from whatever paint was left over, either in our paint wells or on the paint palette, depending on what we were using. The last little bit we've been using the paper palette, which is my preference on how to do it, but we don't want to waste paint, and so we use the paint that's left over to just kind of smush around and make abstract art, and it's fun. Those will also be available for purchase, even if their companion piece is not. If you decide that you want to have a commissioned piece from me, again, you can reach out to me on Instagram or through our prior lines of established communication, and we can talk about it. I am going to start giving the companion pieces with any commissions that happen. So if you decide that you want to get a commissioned piece from me, you will technically be getting 2 pieces. The piece that you want and the piece that you are having commissioned, as well as its companion painting, which will just be kind of the leftover paints from what I used to make your art. I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a bonus for you. So, as always, keep an eye out for Instagram tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream, if we end up doing one, is going to be a little bit late because I do have a meeting that I have to attend at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So we will not be streaming at 2 o'clock. I'm not sure if we will be streaming or if I'll paint offline. But the best way to find out is to follow me on Instagram. Turn on your notifications for Twitch. That way it will let you know when I go live. But yes, fourth spooky painting. This is the last one. They're done. Ah, can't believe they're done. Fourth spooky painting. This one is the creepiest of the bunch. It's definitely a thing that we made. We also have, just to recap, good place to set this down. We'll set it here. Do not fall. We also have the one that we finished here just a little bit ago. We will just run through these really quick. We have our wolf painting. Our very lovely little wolf. You can kind of see the reflectiveness in it a little bit, and I kind of love that. Nice little wolf. That one is now completely dry. We have our Kiki's Delivery Service inspired painting with Kiki and Gigi up flying across the moon. And this one I think is still my favorite, even with the fourth one being done. And then our last and final one is our spooky ghostly forest with our little ghost and our slightly metallic trees that I absolutely am obsessed with as well. But that is our 4 spooky paintings. Yay! They can go to their owners. Makes me so happy. But we might stream tomorrow. We might not stream tomorrow. We will see. If we stream tomorrow, it will not be at 2 o'clock. It will be later in the day. So keep an eye out. And until next time, make something that's uniquely you and have a great day. If it's raining where you are, enjoy the rain. See y'all next time.